Did you know that over 80% of home gardeners and small-scale farmers throw away their single most valuable source of plant nutrition every single day without even realizing it? We spend hundreds of hard-earned dollars on store-bought fertilizers, synthetic chemical sprays, and specialized potting soils. Yet the ultimate secret to growing lush, vibrant plants is sitting right inside your kitchen garbage can. Most people assume that building a thriving kitchen garden or maintaining a productive agricultural field requires expensive equipment and premium supplies, but the truth is that nature has already provided everything you need right in your household. By making one simple mistake with your daily kitchen waste, you are literally tossing out a gold mine of life-giving nutrients that could transform your wilting greens into an absolute paradise of growth. It is time to stop wasting your money and start unlocking the hidden power of your household leftovers to create a self-sustaining ecosystem right where you live. If you want to discover how to turn everyday kitchen items into extraordinary growing success, please consider subscribing to our channel so you never miss another practical, natural gardening secret. We are building a truly global community of plant lovers here, and I would absolutely love to know where you are watching from today. Whether you are tuning in from a bustling city apartment, a quiet rural village, a sunny suburban district, or a beautiful country halfway across the world, please drop your location in the comments below. Reading through your comments and seeing where our community is growing from is always the highlight of my day, and it helps me tailor these natural remedies to the unique climates and conditions you all face. We are all connected by our shared love for the earth. So let us take this journey together, learn from one another, and watch our green spaces flourish side by side. Let us dive right into our very first household secret. And it starts with a common item that almost every single household has sitting on the kitchen counter right now, which is the humble banana. Most people enjoy the sweet fruit and immediately discard the peel into the trash, which is a massive missed opportunity for your soil. Banana peels are naturally packed to the brim with potassium, phosphorus, calcium, and essential micronutrients that act like a supercharged vitamin shot for your plants. The science behind it is beautifully simple, because as the organic matter of the peel breaks down, it releases these crucial elements directly into the earth, promoting strong root development, enhancing disease resistance, and stimulating abundant flowering and fruiting. To harness this power inside a single container, you just need a standard flower pot with drainage holes at the bottom, which you can line with an old coffee filter or a piece of scrap paper to keep the soil from washing out. Fill the bottom of the pot with a light, airy substrate or rich soil gathered from your backyard. Then grab an ordinary plastic drinking cup from your cupboard. Take a knife, a fork, or a lighter to safely heat the tips, and poke several small holes around the sides and bottom of the cup to allow for slow nutrient release. Place this prepared plastic cup right in the center of your pot and pack more soil tightly around it until the cup is securely supported and the pot is filled to the top. Now, whenever you eat a banana, take your kitchen scissors and snip the fresh peel into small pieces directly inside that central plastic cup. Dampen the pieces with a little splash of water and moisten the surrounding soil thoroughly, so the moisture can start breaking down the organic material. This clever setup creates a localized, mini compost system right inside your planting pot, ensuring a slow, continuous release of perfect nutrients without waterlogging the roots. If you are a home gardener with a balcony or kitchen windowsill, you can plant a trio of aromatic herbs like rosemary, lavender, and basil directly into the soil around the central cup, burying their roots gently and pressing the earth down. For small to medium-scale farmers looking to apply this concept across a larger area, you can scale this method up beautifully by burying perforated plastic bottles or larger containers at regular intervals throughout your garden beds or crop rows, filling them periodically with chopped banana peels and kitchen scraps. This localized composting method should be maintained continuously, meaning that every time the banana peels in your cup or bottle dry up and decompose, you simply add fresh peels to keep the nutrient cycle moving forward. The best time to establish this system is early in the morning when the soil is cool and ready to absorb moisture. And it works wonderfully year-round to provide a constant stream of organic energy. But here is where it gets really interesting. Because once you have your nutrient delivery system set up, you need to ensure your plants are receiving the perfect balance of light and water to actually absorb those rich minerals. When you first plant your fresh herb seedlings or young crops around your homemade compost cup, they are vulnerable and require a bit of extra tenderness. You never want to leave your fresh seedlings in deep, dark shade where they will stretch and weaken, nor do you want to expose them immediately to the blistering, parching midday sun, which will scorch their delicate new leaves and kill your hard work. Instead, place your pots or protect your garden beds in an area that receives partial shade and gentle filtered morning light. Use your fingers to feel the earth every morning, listening to the subtle sound of water soaking into dry earth as you give them a light, daily drink to keep the substrate consistently moist but never soggy. Within a remarkably short period of time, you will start to see the magical results of this balanced care as your basil bursts into full, lush bloom. Your lavender sends up fragrant purple spikes, and your rosemary grows thick and sturdy. Most people throw this away without realizing what it can do. But your kitchen contains another absolute powerhouse for plant health that works in perfect harmony with your banana peel fertilizer. And that is used coffee grounds. Instead of rinsing your morning coffee filter down the drain, save those dark, rich grounds because they are an exceptional, free source of nitrogen, which is the exact element plants need to grow deep green, luxurious foliage. The logic behind using coffee grounds lies in their ability to gently lower the pH of the soil over time, making it highly beneficial for acid-loving plants, while also improving the overall structure of the earth by inviting beneficial microbes and earthworms to break down the soil. To prepare this remedy for a standard home garden pot or a backyard kitchen bed, simply spread your used coffee grounds out on an old baking sheet or newspaper to let them dry completely in the sun, which prevents mold from forming. Once dry, you can sprinkle a thin layer of the grounds, about 2 tablespoons per pot, directly onto the surface of the soil around the base of your plants and gently scratch it into the top inch of earth using an old kitchen fork. For our medium-scale farmers who want to protect and nourish an entire field of crops, you can collect larger quantities of used grounds from local cafes, mix them thoroughly into your main compost piles, or broadcast them directly across your planting rows, at a rate of about 1 pound per 100 square feet. Apply this coffee ground treatment once every 3 to 4 weeks during the active growing season, ideally late in the evening, when the sun is setting so the moisture in the soil can help integrate the grounds overnight, without drying out too quickly. Your grandmother probably knew this one, but somehow it got forgotten along the way, and it involves using ordinary eggshells to create an impenetrable shield against pests while building massive cellular strength in your crops. Eggshells are composed almost entirely of calcium carbonate, which is a fundamental building block that strengthens plant cell walls, prevents blossom end rot in tomatoes and peppers, and neutralizes overly acidic soils. Furthermore, the sharp, coarse edges of crushed shells act as a completely natural, mechanical deterrent against soft-bodied pests like slugs and snails that love to chew through your hard-earned harvest. To prepare this classic household remedy, simply rinse your empty eggshells under the kitchen tap to remove any leftover residue, let them air dry completely on your windowsill, and then crush them down into small, jagged fragments using your hands, a rolling pin, or an old blender. For the home gardener managing balcony pots or raised beds, take a handful of these crushed shells and scatter them in a thick protective ring directly around the stems of your most vulnerable plants, creating a physical barrier that pests cannot cross. If you are a small or medium-scale farmer looking to fortify a larger field, you can grind the dried eggshells into a fine powder, and incorporate them directly into your furrow rows at the time of planting, or till them into the soil ahead of the spring rains. This calcium-rich remedy is best applied right at the start of the planting season to give the shells plenty of time to break down into the root zone, and you can replenish the protective surface rings once a month, or immediately after a heavy downpour of rain washes the barrier away. It is truly amazing how the simplest things in our homes can solve the biggest problems in our gardens. And another incredible example of this is the liquid left behind after you boil your daily meals. The next time you boil pasta, potatoes, or vegetables in your kitchen, do not pour that starchy, cloudy cooking water down the sink, because it is an absolute elixir for the microorganisms living in your soil. As foods cook, they release valuable starches, vitamins, and minerals into the water, creating a highly nutritious fluid that acts as an instant fuel source for the beneficial bacteria that keep your soil alive and healthy. The only preparation step you must follow is to ensure that the cooking water is completely free of any added salt, butter, or oils, and that you allow it to cool down entirely to room temperature before taking it outside. For a household or small balcony garden, simply pour this cooled, starchy liquid directly onto the soil of your potted plants, allowing it to soak deep down into the roots just like a regular watering session. For a larger farming operation, you can collect your unsalted cooking waters into a central holding tank, dilute it with equal parts rainwater, and run it through your irrigation lines or backpack sprayers to nourish entire rows of vegetation. This starchy liquid remedy can be used as often as once a week, and it is most effective when applied in the early hours of the morning, allowing the soil microbes to feast on the nutrients throughout the warmth of the day. As we move from one natural solution to the next, we cannot overlook the incredible power of a basic pantry staple that almost every household keeps tucked away in a cabinet, and that is plain white vinegar. While we often think of vinegar solely for cooking or cleaning, its natural acidity makes it a phenomenal, eco-friendly tool for managing stubborn weeds and adjusting soil conditions without resorting to harsh chemical herbicides. The science here is straightforward, because the acetic acid in the vinegar draws the moisture right out of the weed leaves upon contact, causing them to wither and dry up naturally within a matter of hours. To create a highly effective, all-natural weed control spray, mix 1 quart of standard white vinegar with 2 tablespoons of common dish soap, which acts as a surfactant to help the liquid stick to the glossy surface of the plant leaves. For a home gardener dealing with weeds popping up in pavement cracks, patio bricks, or around the edges of raised beds, simply pour this mixture into a small handheld spray bottle and saturate the unwanted weeds thoroughly, taking extra care not to get any overspray onto your prized flowers or vegetables. For small-scale farmers managing larger fence lines or pathways, you can prepare this solution in large 5-gallon buckets and apply it using a garden pump sprayer to quickly clear out unwanted growth along your property boundaries. This natural vinegar spray should be applied on a bright, hot, sunny day right around noon, because the intense sunlight works synergistically with the acid to accelerate the drying process, and you can reapply it whenever new weeds attempt to invade your space. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today and letting me share these timeless, natural secrets with you. If you found value in these household remedies and want to keep learning how to cultivate abundance naturally, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel as a heartfelt thank you for supporting our growing community. Do not forget to share your city,